Nancy Guthrie, 84, vanished from her Tucson home, leaving her family and community in shock. Known as a devoted mother and grandmother, she had long been the pillar of her family, quietly maintaining their lives after her husband Charles died in 1989. Yet, in the days following her disappearance, an unmarked package arrived at her daughter Savannah's New York doorstep, containing clues that would upend everything her family believed about her. Beneath her outwardly serene life, Nancy had maintained a secret existence for decades, revealing a story of hidden love, artistic pursuit, and personal rebellion against the life she publicly embodied. A matriarch of strength and stability, Nancy's life in Tucson had been defined by resilience. Widowed at 47 with 3 teenagers, she dedicated herself to keeping the household steady. Neighbors remember her as tireless and compassionate, baking for community events, volunteering at church, and quietly supporting her children. She balanced part-time bookkeeping with raising Savannah, Annie, and Cam, instilling in them humor, faith, and determination. On television, Savannah often credited her mother for her own success, citing Nancy's unwavering strength as inspiration. To the public and family alike, Nancy was the rock behind the scenes, the unflappable figure who faced grief with grace and never revealed vulnerability. The envelope that changed everything. 5 days after Nancy disappeared, an envelope arrived at Savannah's New York home. Inside was a faded photo of Nancy, much younger, with a man unknown to her family. The back bore a cryptic note. She deserved more than secrets. Ask about Elena. Savannah immediately shared the image with her siblings over a frantic video call. Annie's whispered questions and Cam's stunned silence captured the family's bewilderment. Dated 1992, 3 years after their father's death, the photograph hinted at a hidden chapter of Nancy's life. This single image became the key that would unravel decades of secrecy, revealing a parallel existence carefully concealed from everyone she loved. A Secret Life begins in Santa Fe. Nancy's hidden life began in 1991 during a solo trip to Santa Fe for a church retreat. Grieving Charles, she met Victor Ramirez, a 45-year-old artist and gallery owner from Mexico City who had resettled in New Mexico after political upheaval. Victor, widowed and free-spirited, represented a stark contrast to her life in Tucson. Their connection grew from shared loss into a deeper bond. Returning home, Nancy buried her feelings, yet she began making periodic trips to Santa Fe under the guise of visiting church friends. Each visit allowed her to nurture a new life she could not yet disclose to her children. The emergence of Elena Victor gave Nancy the nickname Elena, after a character in a beloved Mexican novel, symbolizing a side of herself she rarely expressed. As Elena, Nancy embraced a life of creativity and freedom. She helped run Victor's gallery and occasionally exhibited her own paintings, something she had never done in Tucson. The duality of her existence created both joy and strain. While Nancy in Tucson remained the dutiful mother, Elena in Santa Fe thrived as a vibrant, playful, and passionate woman. These weekends became essential for her sense of self, a hidden world that contrasted with the responsibilities she shouldered in her family's eyes. Financial footprints and secret support. By 1995, Nancy had deepened her financial involvement in her alternate life. She opened a bank account under the Elena Ramirez alias and transferred small amounts from her Tucson bookkeeping earnings to support Victor's gallery. The contributions were modest, yet consistent, allowing her to maintain a stake in her secret world. While Savannah launched her career in local news, Nancy's role as Elena expanded. She became part of an artistic circle, experiencing freedom and expression unavailable in her life as a widow in Tucson. The duality gave her satisfaction, yet also planted seeds of anxiety that would grow over decades. Balancing family and freedom, Nancy meticulously balanced her dual existence. Tucson Nancy attended church, helped with grandchildren, and called Savannah weekly, maintaining the image of unwavering devotion. Meanwhile, Elena engaged with artists, debated philosophy, and embraced a life of creativity and spontaneity. The effort required constant compartmentalization, keeping letters hidden in a locked box under her bed, and crafting plausible excuses for weekend absences. As her children grew independent, Nancy's Santa Fe stays lengthened, allowing Elena more time to flourish. Yet, guilt lingered. She feared the revelation would shatter her family's perception of her as the devoted widow who never moved on from her husband's death. Strain and signs of anxiety. Over the years, the pressure of leading a double life showed subtle cracks. Victor recalled arguments in the 2000s and Nancy's declining health, with trips gradually shortening. She confided in him about her guilt, loving her children above all, yet craving the fulfillment she found as Elena. The pandemic intensified her anxiety, trapping her in Tucson and cutting her from the artistic world she cherished. They communicated via encrypted apps on a secret phone. Post-pandemic visits resumed, but Nancy seemed distracted, even voicing fears of being watched in Tucson. Victor initially attributed these concerns to paranoia, but the FBI later took them seriously. A mystery transfer raises suspicions. Investigators uncovered financial anomalies linked to Nancy's secret life. Most transfers were small, but a $5,000 wire in December 2025 to an unknown account in Mexico drew attention. Victor denied involvement, and Nancy claimed it was to help an old friend. Agents suspect blackmail or external pressure may have triggered her disappearance. Her locked box of letters and photos, crucial evidence of her dual life, was missing from her home. Investigators are considering whether a rival gallery owner, a neighbor, or another party may have discovered her secret, escalating what was once private into a dangerous situation. Family confrontation and emotional fallout. On February 9th, the FBI shared Victor's full statement with the Guthrie family. Savannah, usually composed, broke down for the first time. The children learned of Nancy's decades-long secret as Elena, including her artistic pursuits and romantic relationship. Emotions ran high as the family tried to reconcile the loving mother they knew with the woman who had built a parallel life. Savannah reflected on her mother's strength and the personal armor that had protected her. The revelation explained Nancy's independence and distance, casting her love in a complex, nuanced light. Public reactions mirrored the family's mix of shock and fascination. Community reactions and legacy locals in Santa Fe remembered Elena as a quiet, generous presence, organizing art classes and supporting young artists. Meanwhile, Tucson neighbors reflected on Nancy's enduring devotion and composure. Victor temporarily closed the gallery as media attention surged. Fans and the public were captivated by the story of a devoted mother leading a secret life of passion, creativity, and rebellion. The investigation continues, with authorities tracing the Mexico transfer, questioning associates in Santa Fe, and canvassing Tucson for potential sightings. Nancy's disappearance remains a complex puzzle of love, secrecy, and risk, highlighting the costs of living a life split between duty and desire. Conclusion: a life of dualities, Nancy Guthrie's story is one of contrasts. The devoted mother in Tucson and the passionate artist in Santa Fe. For 30 years, she navigated these worlds carefully, sacrificing personal freedom to maintain family stability while secretly exploring creativity and love. Her disappearance now raises questions of motive, whether blackmail, jealousy, or threats to her secret life. As investigators piece together the threads, the family grapples with grief, admiration, and disbelief. Nancy's life as Elena challenges perceptions of morality, identity, and sacrifice, leaving a legacy of courage, artistry, and mystery that will endure far beyond her return or revelation.